What's up, guys? We're in the back room checking out some
What's up?
some motors. We got Tyler P.
We got this motor dyno. It's gonna be crazy.
Check it out. We're just playing with this one right now.
RevTech 17.5.
Let's run it,
Sent in
Tyler.
special from
We got
Ernie. Sent us.
that's the one out
Took
of
it
my
right
buggy.
out the back
That's
door.
the one out of my buggy over here.
No, he just mailed us this one. This one's gonna be good.
We're gonna have to be mailing it back because it's so good. It's gonna need for testing.
All right.
Let's find out. Tyler's got it
Let's
hooked
see
up
what
here.
this thing can do.
How's the?
We had to get an engineer on this one.
How's gonna be the new motor tuner? Hit him up if you're interested.
Frank Daniele's out there watching this right now.
So all we're doing right now is just checking the timing on the motor to see what it looks like out of the box. And see how good the sensor board is. So that's 54 degrees average, 55, 56, 52 on phases A, B, and C. So that's not bad.
See if we can get a better look here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not too bad. A little out. A little out. Wasn't as bad as Justin's motor we just had in here. He's got the LP one over there.
Just typing that in the computer over here.
Had 10 degrees of
This
sway
is
across A and B.
This is Tyler's fancy sheet here. Proprietary.
Yeah, it uses a special software called Microsoft Word.
You should
Alright.
check out Tyler's channel. Unknown Driver, shout out.
Yeah, I'll
He's gonna be
be.
doing dyno videos. I think he already has one. You already got
He's
one.
no
Well,
longer unknown because now you know his name's Tyler. So.
Oof.
I mean, I'm
That's
pretty sure
okay.
They knew him by
Well, the
Tyler P
podcast,
before
yeah.
Unknown Driver anyway.
All right.
Yeah, I did an unboxing for this, and once I kind of get more comfortable with it, we'll do some motor comparisons and tuning theory and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely have more info on this. This is just a teaser video. We're gonna show you a little bit of this in a minute.
I just want to see how fast my motor is.
So what I've been doing tonight is basically running as many motors as I can get my hands on across the motor analyzer, and then we're going to run them on the dyno, start building up data to see what an old motor that should be slow looks like versus a new motor that should be
Watch
fast.
over here. We're gonna run it. I'll show you. The LRPs were Justin's motors. One of them we had to dig a piece of solder out of. Another Racer Mike's old motor, and a couple of Tyler's.
Well, you got the spicy tune in your motor. Did you tune this or no?
I've done nothing to that motor. Just
Because-
out of my car.
So
It was certified, not out of the box. Not really. It's a $114 one.
No, that's a certified.
Oh, it is a certified.
your
Get back.
your current draw is like double or triple what mine was out of the bag.
That's the full boat $180 job.
Yeah, same. That's what mine was. And my current draw was like 3 or 4 amps. Yours is almost 10. But you're making more
Wasn't
kV.
bad as Justin's we had up to 12.
The one that you repaired was 14 and a half amps.
Wondering
Bye,
why-
Chris.
wondering why
We'll
the
miss
battery
you.
died.
Yeah, a little bit of fade when you crank him up that high. But he also had the pinion way down, so it kind of made up for it.
So that's just the regular. That's what the Sky RC one, basically.
Yep, yeah, it's the same as the Sky RC. It gives you timing, current draw, but all that stuff it gives you is unloaded. So you're not really seeing how the motor behaves with a load on it. The
That's what
KV
this
is kind of a loose measure of how strong it should be. But you can have a small diameter rotor make a ton of KV and the motor may be a lot weaker, in a two-wheel drive buggy than something with the right size rotor that has less KV. So that's why that is important.
And we're gonna be checking this out in a minute. It's a pretty sweet setup. We're just running the small one for now. We're baseline testing. This is his new toy. So we'll cut to that in a minute.
Yeah, this is fun.
Tyler's having the time of his life over here. Just adjusting the end bell timing here. Try to get a little bit better of a tune out of it. Hopefully save a little battery, get a little power.
If anybody ends up playing with the timing on these X-Factor motors, the screws are very delicate, so don't over tighten them. You will pop them.
So we've adjusted it a little bit here.
Yeah, I turned a little bit of I took a little timing out of it. So now we're gonna rerun the timing test and see what it's at. All right, Right before we were at 54, so we took that. That actually might be pretty good.
Survey says. A little bit of a glare there, guys. Trying to get you in there better. A little bit of a weird angle, but there's some weird glare off the lights. We don't have the studio lights on today. We just got the ceiling lights.
That's much more reasonable.
And what do we got?
So you lost 400 kV, but you also took about 3 amps off your free spinning current draw.
Which equates to?
Which basically means with less timing in it, that was just 3 degrees we took out. With a little bit less timing, it's going to make a little bit less RPM, but you're going to get back up to a higher efficiency number. So you're not going to be throwing a ton of energy into waste heat, because that's basically what that timing does.
Right.
Which means your battery is not going to be putting out a whole bunch of extra power for nothing throughout the run, and in theory, it should not fall off as hard at the end of the run. Maybe that's... So I'm like you guys aren't here, I'm saying this as an aside to Tyler, but maybe that's why everybody thinks that these Trinity motors fade compared to the R1 motors.
Could be.
So how did it come out?
I turned it down a little bit.
Did you put it on the dyno yet?
That's going to be the next step.
What about that dyno?
Look at this dyno.
Are you mocking my quick run ESC?
No, I was
You
just
and Nancy, we
wondering how...
gotta fire this baby
Don't
up.
you need a sensor wire?
That's what the viewers want, Tyler.
There's a sensor wire. It's right here.
Give the crowd what they want,
I
man.
didn't think that had that.
I feel very pressured right now.
He looks so happy to be pressured, though. Look at him. Yeah,
I'm happy to tinker.
he likes it. All right, Tyler's hooking up my motor now to the dyno. Finally got him talked into playing with it. He's only had it for a week.
2, I think.
Jeez.
He likes to flirt with them for a while.
Yeah, because I didn't have a Clodbuster to build, or a race buggy to maintain, or some semblance of an adult life to live.
Alright, so you have to solder this speed control to that motor for every motor that you test, basically.
Yes.
So I'm gonna show them the interface over here while you're hooking that up. So this is the software, which we will see populate with numbers once Tyler gets this set up over here. And we run it. Speed control. All the fancy pieces in the back here. Basically, this, you said this is a test showing the current, right? How much amps and voltage and whatnot.
Yeah, so
pulling.
that's a voltage and current sensor, and then the larger of the two boards is basically it simulates a receiver to send a signal to the ESC. And because it's belt drive, just like a Schumacher, you need to set the tension and do some stuff like that.
This is a whole production.
Yeah, it is.
He likes it. Alright, so we got it set up. Tyler, we talk about the software a little bit here.
All right, so I'm still learning it as I go, but
This is all dry run stuff, education, not educational.
it's going to be educational for me. So they give you a tachometer output of RPM, which I'm pretty sure is at the motor, not at the flywheel. The power and torque output and stuff will show up here.
A real dyno.
And basically you can program the throttle profile when you do the run. So I have it set for like a soft start, and then it goes wide open throttle for 8 seconds, and then it stops. Hopefully that's something I can
Are
live
you
with.
controlling the throttle right there?
There's also a manual mode right here, where you can just kind of give it a little bit, make sure the belt is tight, all that.
A thing where it just runs through a sequence, or do you control it all the time?
That's what this is.
Oh, that's what, oh, okay.
All those
All right,
those
all right.
8 steps I programmed.
Is that throttle percentage, and then
How
gotcha.
long it
How
holds
long-
it,
how
and
long?
whether or not it logs the data. Because
And
this
then
also outputs.
it'll give you torque curve here, just like a real dyno.
Yep. Yeah.
More or less like a wheel dyno, like when they hook it to the axle on the car oil.
They use the same software and sell a 10th scale wheel chassis dyno also.
Which we will be getting next, right, Tyler? Yes.
Depends who funds it. All right, so we're gonna give a test hit here of Tyler's 17.5.
I'll try to get both. It's a little tricky with one camera, but I'll get this and then we'll...
There's not a lot to see here because there aren't any marks on the flywheel.
All right, well, I'll have to... I don't know, I'll hold it here for now and then I'll switch over there. So spool it up here. We'll run it twice, so you guys can see the action here.
If I slide the throttle in the reverse direction, it'll actually slow it down faster. So that's kind of a nice touch. You don't have to sit there and let it flywheel or freewheel the whole way.
So that just recorded, right?
Yep.
What was that percentage-wise? 100? That was 100%?
That was wide open throttle. You probably noticed how it did, you know, part throttle, a little more, a little more, a little more.
Yep.
It's just like with a real car. You don't start a dyno pull in first gear. You don't start a dyno pull in fourth gear at low RPM. Usually you're in fourth gear at 3,000 RPM and then they whack it and they go all the way to redline. So I may be wrong, we'll learn as we go, but that's what I'm trying to simulate here. Because you care what the motor is going to do coming out of a turn rolling. You don't care so much what the motor is going to do from a dig. So.
Let's check it out. So that was, what did we hit there? Where does it save?
So so on the bottom axis is RPM.
Yeah.
On this axis is your wattage or your power. And then over here is torque. So this is just like horsepower torque on an engine dyno or something like that. So if I want to make it simple here, I'll get rid of torque. That's your power out. So this motor put out about...
Does it give you a solid number?
So
no, like an exact...
I'd have to go into the raw data.
Gotcha, okay.
So this generates 10 data points per second.
Gotcha.
So for that run, it generated about 150 data points.
All right, we're gonna run it again. I'll just show you the screen.
To get spooled up. It's also easier on the belt, which is part of my aim.
Yeah, so that's pretty awesome. Alright guys, so that was just a sneak peek on the little the dyno here. What's the dyno called, Tyler?
Mini Pro.
Mini Pro, the Mini Pro dyno. Definitely more content to come on the Mini Pro dyno. We just got it set up today, so we're still figuring out how to use it, for lack of better terms. Tyler's definitely going to be doing some more motor tuning, and I'm sure he's going to have some videos on his channel about it, The Unknown Driver, so definitely check that out. We'll probably chat about it a little bit on our podcast, Tyler's Talking RC. But I just really wanted to show you guys because it's definitely a cool piece of RC tech that we've added here at Madness. Get better race cars, basically. But thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.